same thing. Right. And that is the mark of the beast. Is it a physical mark or is it a spiritual mark? Right. You seeing brothers in this cookout marked right now with the Spirit of the Lord. And because they mark with the Spirit of the Lord in their forehead, their action, which is what the hand symbolizes, causes us to form and do all the stuff that we're doing. We're doing all this for no pay. Ain't none of us getting paid. But we're marked with a certain information that forces us to live a certain way. You get marked, not you, of course. You get marked with Christianity, you will be forced to live a certain... You ever have your parents tell you, join the military? You ever hear that? You should join the military. My parents always told me don't join it. Right, but some say join the military. You know when you join the military, you still gonna be a killer, but just for America's enemies. So now you still, and people, that's a psychology. So we look at it like it's okay to kill for America, but it's wrong if we killing each other. Ain't it all murder? But when you mark with that information that the military is the answer, you will believe that. You go into their police force. You gonna go into their police force, especially in New York City, you're gonna have...
Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Makar Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace, to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Lord willing, this be edifying. This past 2-3 days has been truly a revealing situation, that an ongoing situation where when you start to see patterns where things are being mentioned, the Lord is scoping or putting a light on a lot of these different Israelite camps out there. All right, the Lord is literally lighting up these Israelite camps, and each of these camps have their own little different doctrine, but they have something in common. And what they have in common is they don't have the truth. All right, they don't have the truth. They can know history. Some don't even break down scriptures right, but when it comes down to this one particular thing, this very one important. This is not a small situation. Now, you know, here in GMS, from the Apostle Torah on down, yeah, we always repeat this, because that's the way the Lord speaks to the people. In the scriptures, there's a lot of times when the Lord repeats the same thing over and over. Repetition is key. So the Spirit had it where, was it Saturday night? The brother had sent this, and this is from, what's this guy's name? Daniela, Hassan, and Ron Dalton, the guy who was spoken of during this whole Kyrie Irving situation. And this is the movie that they had. They said they've been working for like 3 years for, and they finally published it. Now, where in the scriptures does it say to publish a movie? It doesn't say. It never says anything like that. All right? Because these other camps, like, once again, apostles are right. They're gimmicky. So you had this situation, which was a whack-ass movie, by the way. I must say 15-20 minutes of just pure caca that had no resulting conclusion to it, because it's not about many different avenues of getting to people. What is that avenue? And then you turn around and you had no one. I put the video, which was the most spoken video on Monday, was with Captain Crunch, I call him, because he ain't no captain or nothing, man. And he did his shenanigans, his playing around, just trying to sound smart, trying to sound deep. And all I could sit there and say, I know brothers did countless videos, but I put they don't have the fear of the Lord in them, period. Point blank, period. The Lord didn't gifted you the fear of Him. I'm going to repeat that again. The Lord did not gifted you the fear of him. Because the fear of the Lord is a gift. Alright? The fear of the Lord is a gift. Now, you knucklehead bozos may think like, the scripture says not to fear, yeah, but you got to fear the Most High, Yahweh. Alright? Yahweh Shai himself. Matter of fact, let me get that scripture before I goes on. Should be, I'll come back to that. I'm trying to make this short. Matthews. You know what? Let me just type it in. Because I believe there's one where he says it like, let's see. I know. Let me see if there's a precept. Slacky, I know what I'm doing. I believe this one is in Mark. What I'm thinking of. It says Mark 9:43. It's the same thing, but it's said more. What's that word I'm looking for? It's more devastating. It says maybe it was in Luke. I could be wrong, but it says Mark 43 and no, 9:43. And if thou hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into the life maimed than having two hands to go into hell. What the Lord was speaking of, it was talking about the body, the church. If somebody in the church is offending the church, or okay, prime example, prime story. Everything is written for our learning, right? Now, when you go into the history of Israel, there was one particular individual man that they named a valley after. His name was Achor. Now, when under Joshua and Caleb, Israel was doing great and defeating their enemies, but there was one particular enemy they got defeated, and they were troubled by that, because here they are going into the land of the Lord that promised, and the lot, and Joshua casted a lot, and that lot just fell unto Judah, and to Judah, I believe the forefather was under his household. Then it fell on Achan, and when Joshua pretty much cornered the man, asked him, "Why did you do that for?" And he said, "Because they was told not to take nothing from the Babylonian, take nothing from the heathens round about." And he decided to take some Babylonian clothes and some clothes, some money, and so forth. And because of that act alone, Israel got defeated. So if you don't want the whole entire body to be destroyed, you have to cut off those that cause trouble to you, which Achor so happens to be a Hebrew word for trouble. And that's an example. Everything that the Lord put in the scriptures is as an example. All right. It says, into the fire that shall never be quenched, which is talking about hell, which is talking about your body, which is going to be burnt ultimately in this lake of fire that's about to take place. All right, that's the final judgment. It says, where there worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. And if thy foot offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter a halt in life than having 2 feet to be cast into hell, into the fire that never quench, where worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. And if thine eye offend, pluck it out. It is better for thee to enter the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Most High, with one eye, than having 2 eyes to be cast into hell. So that's talking about members in the body that comes with different doctrine, that offensive. So when judgment comes, you're clear of that. Oh, this is not it. This is not it. Let me just go to this one. I believe because the one it was a good one. Let's see. Okay, this is the one. It's like it. This is it. Luke 12. I saw that. Yeah, 3. It says, therefore, whatsoever you have spoken in the darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which you have spoken in the ear in the closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetop. I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more than they can do. But I forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him which after ye have killed have the power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. So if anybody should know, should it not be the Son of the Most High, his first begotten, to know how the Heavenly Father gets down? All right. So you people out there that's not teaching the right doctrine, you have no idea what you're doing. All right. You have no clue who you're dealing with. Hebrews 10 and I'll start at 29. It says, of how much sorrow. Matter of fact, I start at I started 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of the judgment and the fiery indignation which shall devour the adversaries. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy, under 2 or 3 witnesses, of whom sorry punishment, supposing ye shall be thought worthy. Suppose shall he be thought worthy who have trodden underfoot the Son of the Most High, and have counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified an holy thing, and have done despised unto the Spirit of grace. For we know him that has said, vengeance belongeth unto me. And the key to this is what? We know him. In order to know someone, the person has to be with you. So what is the major de facto that the Lord put upon his people to know? Is the fear of him. All right? The fear to know what he can do. So why would you play games like that? Sirach 1:14. I always bring this out because it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It was created with the faithful in the womb. So this truth was not given to everyone. But the main thing, the fear of the Lord was not given to everyone. These guys are playing with fire. Verse 18. The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are the gifts of the Most High. And it enlargeth their rejoicing that love him. Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding, standing and exalting them to honor that hold her fast. The root of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. The branch thereof are long life. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. So if you have the fear of the Lord, that will turn away the wrath. You will speak the right words. You will tell the 100% truth. All right. It said a fierce man cannot be justified, for they sway of the fury shall be his destruction. A patient man will tear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. I mean, let's go back to this. It says, verse 30, for we know him And that saith, vengeance belongs unto me, I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again the Lord shall judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. It's a fearful thing. These men does not have the utmost fear that is supposed to be presented to them. Because if you had the fear, you would speak to the people the truth. You would not give them a whole synopsis, a whole scenario that has nothing to do with what the Lord is telling the people. All right? The MOTB is the RFID chip. That chip is the end all to be all. If you're not teaching that, you are playing with fire. The scripture tells you that the Lord is a living, he's a living power. A consuming fire. Well, in the Hebrews. All right? Should you not fear that? It says Jeremiah 5 and I believe it's 16. Now, let me just go to the point. 20. Declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, hear now this, O foolish people, without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, saith the Lord? Will you not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for a bound of the sea, by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. So the Lord set a bound for the waters that it cannot pass to this very day, to this very moment. That's how much power the Lord has. So should you not fear that? And the greatest thing that you can display is not telling the people the truth. That's hatred. You're going to have the people keep guessing of what this thing is. You're going to keep people's minds and possibly, because Jake will find any sort of way to do something wrong. The people are sheep. You have to teach the people 100% truth. You have to. All right? If you don't do it, you will be destroyed. So, but this people have revolting and a rebellious heart. They revolted and are gone. All right? They revolted and gone. So you have these leaders that's supposed to know better. They're not teaching. They're not telling the congregation. They're not telling the people. They're giving a whole bunch of synopsis when it's plain as day what they're supposed to be doing. All right? It's plain as day what they're supposed to be doing. This is why we tell the world the Lord's not dealing with all these other camps. Jeremiah 23, and I believe it's 23. It says, I am Yahweh at thy hand, the Lord, and not far off. Can any hide himself in the secret place that I shall not see him? Save the Lord. Do I not? I fill heaven and earth, save the Lord. I have heard what the prophets said, and the prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. Now we always affiliate that with Martin Luther King, because that's what he said. And he himself was a false prophet. But there are many false prophets out there. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of deceit and of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams. Now that's definitely talking about IUIC. All right, all these other camps, they might say Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, but they'll always use the other words and they'll bless each other in the other words. So they're making the people forget the Lord's name. It's funny because if you know the Lord's name, you constantly call upon the name of the Lord, and you understand what the name of the Lord really means. That's where the root of fear would spring up, because you be thinking like, wait a minute, Yahweh, what does it mean again? Oh, he exists. That means that he's everywhere. He's everything. He sees it all. Everything's around him. So that in itself should put fear in your hearts. But once again, that's a gift. All right, that is a gift. And it says, which tell the people, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Bel. The prophet that have dreamed, let him tell a dream. And he that have my word, let him speak my word faithfully. All right, which is the shaft to the wheat, save the Lord. So when we got this speaking the words of the Lord, we have to speak faithfully and truth. All right, no gimmicky. Let's look up the word faithfully. Is hamath, which is truth. All right, firmness, faithfulness, truth. If you have the words of the Lord, you must speak it with 100% truth. Sureness. You telling the people that it's just your mind, the mark of the beast is the thoughts that's in your mind, and you putting the actions to it, and that's not stability. That's not real. That's fraudulent. All right. That's fraudulent. You're not like, hey, the scriptures in James tell you that when you come to the Lord, you have to believe. Oh, it says in Hebrews, a man that doesn't believe, that's a pretty much a sin worthy unto death. The Lord, you have to believe. So if the Lord's going to give you his name, you got to believe that's the right name. And you got to believe that what from the apostles on down are telling is truth. All right? There's not no what ifs. This is the avenue that the Lord wants everything to be done with. Anybody speaking out of that, you're a false prophet. So when you go out there, you have to speak with the word of the Lord with 100% truth. It says stability, countenance, continuancy, faithfulness, reliableness, truth. That is as spoken of the testimony and judgment, a divine instruction, truth as a body of the intellect or religious knowledge, true doctrine, and truth, truly. Okay? So this, verse 29, it says, is not my word like as fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Therefore, behold, I'm against the prophets, saith the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. And what does it mean by steal? Does it mean like, oh, you take a little bit of this or take it? No, you're not telling it the truth. And these camps are not telling the truth, man. All right? Flat out, point blank, period. This weekend has been the weekend of the Charagma. If you're not telling the Charagma, that the Charagma, which the definition of Charagma itself means to stick. All right? You have to mean you got to physically put something in somebody. That in itself show you these guys are not the Lord's not dealing with them. You may disagree with every single thing that we say, but what this one thing we're saying is 100% truth. And then you're going to come to find out everything we've been saying is true. All right? People still butt broken by stupid ass the grape doctrine. It's 2023, but all hell's about to break loose, and yet concerned about that. It says, behold, I'm against the prophets, saith the Lord, that use their tongue say, he saith. Behold, I'm against them that prophesy false dreams, saith the Lord, and do tell them and cause my people to err by the lies and by their lightness. Yet I sent them not, nor command them. Therefore they shall not profit this people at all, saith the Lord. Now I gotta look up the word likeness, because I know what it means. Yep, there you go. The Hebrew word is pakah tezawath, recklessness. All right. Let me get that. Get that word.
Extravagance.
Extravagance. It's a lack of restraint in spending or use of resources. Reckless, extravagant with people's money. So you are wasting or You messing with people's souls. Okay? Let's look up this word. It doesn't mean the same thing.
Frivolity.
Frivolity. The lack of seriousness. Lightheartedness. So they're taking this thing, this MOTB, Revelations 13 and 16, very lightheartedness. Alright? They taking this thing very lightheartedness. They don't see the seriousness that is spoken of. Now, Spirit had it where I was the one that did this. Oh, matter of fact, hold on Revelations 14, right? This is how serious it is. Revelations 14 and 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast. What is the beast? The beast is the Roman Empire. Alright? That was revived in this time that we know as EU, NATO. Alright? The Americas. They found in the same beast-like system. And his image, which is what? His new world order. And receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So it's not talking about an action, it's talking about a physical. Let's look it up. The word charagma. A stamp, an imprint, mark of a mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the anti-Messiah. The mark branded upon the horses, physical, right? Thing carved, physical, sculptured, graved, worked, idolatrous image. These are all physical attributes. What the mother f are these guys talking about? And I'm not even going deep into the word charagma. All right, I'm just look at this, the basic definition what they just gave. These are all physical things that you can see with your own eyes. It's not talking what you're thinking. Like the brother Amun Gabar said, look, Esau wants to know every goddamn thing about you. He wants to control your soul. He wants your soul. This man is not working in the same level as you think. You're giving him too much spiritual credit. But this man wants your soul. So since you want to take sides and not teach the truth, the severity of this whole situation, this is what's going to happen. And it doesn't matter what, right, left, it doesn't matter. All right? You make that conscious decision to get this in you, meaning that you trust in this man. You believe this man to be your God. All right, the digital ooh says, verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup raw uncut, all right, of his indignation, and shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. So the Lord, Yahweh Shai, the angels, the elect that's going to be delivered is going to see you niggas get cooked up. Because you took this thing lightly, man. There's nothing about the scriptures that's lightly. This is why I started out what I said. You don't have to fear the Lord. The Lord did not bless you with that gift. All right? Fear of the Lord is the number one gift. Then faith, then wisdom, hope, all sorts of beautiful things. But the fear of him is the number one thing. Because he can do this to you. Hey, Yahweh Shai, when Yahweh Shai was crucified, what happened? You got people that came out their grave and lived full lives. So he has the power to resurrect the dead. And a lot of people is going to be resurrected just to be burnt up. You think you should not fear that? All right? I wanted to, I was sitting there looking at it. I wonder what the NLT says. Maybe because it's old. Maybe because it's on the King James Version, people just don't see the severity of it. So let's see what the NLT, New Translated, New Literally Translate. It says, Revelation 14 and 9, Then a third angel followed, shouting, anyone who worships the beast and his statue, or accept his mark on their forehead or on their hand, must drink the wine of God's anger. It has been poured fully, strengthened in God's cup of wrath, and they will be tormented with fire and burning sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and the Lamb. And the smoke of their torments will rise forever and ever, and they shall have no relief day or night, for they have worshipped the beast and his statue, and they have accepted the mark of his name. This means that God's holy people must endure persecution patiently, obeying his commandments and maintaining their faith in Yahushua. So, enough said. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.